Hey Sioux Falls, I'm Shannon Awesome with the Public Works Office, and today I'm going to give you an update on the construction projects that have started, so stay tuned. Well, our first project update is on the biggest project for the city of Sioux Falls and the state of South Dakota Department of Transportation. It's out on 41st Street from Marion Road over to Shirley Avenue. We welcome to the show Eric Corner, who's our on-site project manager.
Yep.
So, got some orange cones up.
Yep, we sure do.
What is going on right now?
So right now we have the south half of 41st Street closed off. The contractor is currently removing all the concrete from 41st Street and from the intersecting roadways.
Okay.
And then following that, the other contractor, subcontractor, will be installing the underground utilities.
Okay, so this pavement out here is pretty tired.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that it took a lot to break it up.
No, it didn't. They actually brought in a special machine from out of state to break it up in just a couple of hours, actually.
So what did that look like, or what did it sound like? I mean, was it pretty noisy?
It was on a large truck, I guess, with a bunch of pistons and hydraulics. That I think there was 6 in total, and all run by a joystick from outside the truck.
Wow, that's kind of unique.
It is.
So that's probably kind of new and innovative technology that the Department of Transportation does on a lot of their projects, I bet.
Yep, sure.
Very good. So the contractor behind us is working on removal of the broken up concrete then. Is the intersection of 41st and Marion going to be open for a while then?
Yes, it will be.
Okay.
Yep. Currently, I think the contractor's plan is to skip over Marion Road and then continue just for about a couple hundred feet on the other side of Marion Road to removal.
Okay. So the way the lanes are set up now is probably going to take us into May and June, I assume?
Yes, it will.
So what new and exciting things are happening? I mean, as far as traffic goes, how has the traffic been? It looks like it's backed up right now. I mean, has it been like that, or did everybody leave as soon as you put up the orange barrels, or has it been pretty consistent since we narrowed the lanes?
It's been pretty consistent for now. Right off the bat, a lot of us were actually pleasantly surprised to see that traffic was lighter than normal. A lot of people, I think, listen to the updates and everything like that the city and the DOT put out, and so far right now we have our normal backups for rush hour, noon hour, and in the afternoon, but for the most part daily activity or traffic has been to a minimum.
Great. And the weather certainly hasn't been have a negative impact on the construction yet, so that's been good. All right, well, what about speeds through the construction zone? Have you been seeing any high speeds, or have you notified the police? I mean, are people kind of respecting the speed zones in the area?
There's been a couple people come through a little quick, but for the most part, everyone is heeding to the restrictions.
Okay, good. Well, very good. So we'll definitely be back out in probably a month or so, but I do want to make sure that everyone who's watching, if they wanted to watch the construction, we have videos up on the City of Sioux Falls' website that actually can see what's going on, right?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
There's one here at Marion at the intersection of the interstate, and I think we'll be putting a couple more up.
Wonderful. So that's kind of fun to watch.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time today.
No problem.
So our next stop is out on South Cliff Avenue from 49th Street down to 57th Street. We welcome to the show Mitch Mergen from Stockwell. Mitch, welcome.
Thank you.
So we have a 3-lane section behind us on Cliff Avenue. Can you give us an indication, how come we didn't widen it 10 years ago?
That's a good question. Well, I believe the city did an improvements projects 10 years ago or to address some of that. But right now there's currently only one southbound lane, and so with this project we're looking to add that second southbound lane just to increase the capacity of the street.
Right, so it was kind of just to give our pavement just a little bit more life before we decided we had to rebuild it. So, okay, so we're going to have 2 lanes at northbound and 2 lanes southbound. How are we going to get that? Where's the width we're going to get?
So with this project it's unique because the right-of-way is a little restrictive. So during our design we looked at options to move the corridor towards the east, to crowd it towards that side of the road to gain that extra width on the west side. And again, that was we're having some challenges on the west side just due to the terrain.
Right.
Okay, so we're trying to really give ourselves some room between that steep terrain on the west side. So we are trying to push that corridor to the east, and that's how we accomplished it.
Yeah, as a driver, when you're driving southbound, you don't even realize how much of a decline it is, because you just got all those nice trees. So all those trees on the west side, will they be removed then?
Yep. A lot of those trees will go away. So a lot of the brush that you see will be taken out. And it'll be, there'll still be a slope on the other side of that roadway, but it'll be more gradual and something that the city can maintain easier.
Okay, so really open it up. So then on the east side then, certainly some of those folks have a boulevard with trees now, and in that project, 10 some years ago, we took off the on-street parking.
Yeah.
So now we'll be taking that grass area between the back of the curb and the sidewalk.
Yeah, so you'll see that boulevard go away. And again, that's where we're kind of gaining that extra width for the street corridor. So the trees that are in there, the light poles will get relocated. The trees will be removed, and you'll see that become a lane of traffic there.
Okay, so this project, it'll pretty much take place then throughout the rest of the construction season, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. In our talks with the contractor, they're planning to start as soon as they can. Probably late spring. I'd say May or June is probably when they're targeting to start that work. And
so then with this being a pretty nice main commuter route for not only our workers but also our school, what will happen during the summer months? Will this be open to traffic or not?
During the summer, while school's out of session, we've planned a closing.
Okay.
So the corridor will be closed completely to traffic during those months. Minnesota Avenue will be designated as a detour to get around to the school and to get down to downtown.
Okay. And then when school gets open or starts in the fall, we'll have at least one lane in each direction?
Yeah, the project will still be likely going on.
Okay.
So during that time, the contractor will be required to maintain traffic through the corridor during those times.
So a lot of work to be done.
Yep.
Well, very good. Is there anything else you want to tell our viewers about the project?
No, I just think from the property owners and whatnot that live along here, we encourage them to just reach out if they have questions. They've been great to work with thus far, so we hope to continue that relationship with them and look forward to a successful project.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for your update.
Yep, thank you.
Well, we're over here at 41st Street and Sycamore Avenue, and there's going to be a big project going on this summer. We welcome to the show Troy Miller, who's our project manager from the city of Sioux Falls. Troy, welcome.
Hi.
So this intersection of 41st and Sycamore has kind of been growing as the east side is growing. And then now it's basically we just need more lanes. So that's kind of what the main intent of the project is?
Yep, kind of the main intent here is to increase traffic capacity, increase the safety of the intersection, and then kind of rejuvenate the whole Sycamore Avenue corridor. So as part of this project, 41st and Sycamore will be expanding the intersection. So each direction now you'll have 2 through lanes and a dedicated left turn lane.
Which is different than what it is right now, right?
Yes, so right now we have to run the north and south movements, what we call split phased. So basically the north phase, the through and the left get to go, and then the southbound doesn't get to go until after the northbound is done.
And so why did we set it up like that?
It was built as a 4-lane section. That's kind of what the traffic dictated at the time, not as heavy left turn volumes. But now we're getting to the point where we just need to be able to gain some efficiencies in the intersection and run those left turns concurrently, or have some more flexibility in how we phase signal operations.
And I'm assuming that also just having that split phase, like you called it, is kind of a safer because we don't have that center left turn lane, so it's maybe a little easier to see cars coming at you. Is that one of the reasons why?
Yeah, and then so if we didn't have it split phased, and we gave a northbound green left turn indication, and that first person in line isn't making a left turn, and then we waste the time. So that's kind of why we have to split phase it right now.
Okay, so we're going to have left turn lanes northbound and southbound, which is great. And then what are we doing on 41st Street then?
Yeah, then we're adding. We'll be expanding 41st Street too to also include those 2 through lanes and a left turn lane, and then we're adding a median section on 41st Street. So kind of be limiting some of the access. Some of the accesses will become like a right in, right out type of operation. 41st and Pillsbury on the west side will be the first full access.
Okay.
And then basically the driveway to the Starbucks and the Stensland ice cream and the The fitness center there on the east end of the project will also have a full access.
So that'll be our extent of this project for now.
Yes.
Okay. So then on Sycamore, you said from 26th to 57th, what are we doing on Sycamore then?
Yeah, we're doing a mill and overlay to just kind of resurface Sycamore Avenue, refresh the pavement.
Okay.
Fix some of the, we've got quite a few potholes and some settlement out here from the first time this was constructed.
Okay. So when do you think the contractor will get going on the project?
Right now, that's just dependent on the arrival of our water main materials.
Okay.
So we've been seeing long lead times on a lot of our construction materials this year. The city actually went ahead and did a procurement contract so that we could try to get ahead of the ball on this. But even doing that, we're still waiting on materials. So
will it extend throughout the summer months, do you think?
Yeah, so we're hoping to get started here late April, early
Okay.
May, and we've got a November 4th completion date.
All right, and will we have the intersection open to traffic throughout the summer?
The intersection will remain open to traffic. We'll maintain at least, one northbound and one southbound and one eastbound and one westbound lane throughout the projects. And then, as construction phasing allows, if we can open up some left turn lanes, we'll go ahead and do that as well, but that will probably be towards the later stages of the project.
All right, well, great. Thanks so much, and we'll definitely be back out before you start construction. Thanks for your time.
All right, thank you, Shannon.
Well, our last stop today is on Minnesota Avenue up in the north end between Russell Street and 2nd Street. We welcome back Pat Dressen from HDR Engineering. Pat, we didn't see you last year. Were you working?
Oh yeah, I'm always working somewhere, right?
All right, well, this year you got one of the best projects, and it's, really bringing this old tired Minnesota Avenue back to life, I guess. And so the contractor is working a lot of backhoes working right now.
Yeah, they're trying to get the underground utilities completed or moved ahead to the next section so we can get some other things moving along. But yeah, they're working on sanitary sewer, the water main. There's 2 water mains on this section, so they're working on both of those at this current time.
So with the number of backhoes that we see, is that normal for a project like this size?
Well, you'll actually see more. Once they get a little further ahead, they'll actually bring in a whole other crew in to start pulling in water services and that type of stuff. So, with this size of project and this amount of piping that goes into this project, we're only going to get more, not less, for a while here.
Okay, so this size of this water main is a little large. What is that size?
It's a 42-inch ductile iron water main.
Okay, and what size is that replacing then that's currently underneath Minnesota?
It's replacing a 36-inch concrete water main that's in service now.
Okay, so that concrete pipe is probably pretty old then, huh?
Yeah, 60, 70 years old, I think is what it is. Yep.
So this pipe goes, why is this pipe so big?
Well, this pipe essentially serves from the water treatment plant all the way to the south side of Sioux Falls.
Oh, so it's a main...
It's a main corridor to service the south side of Sioux Falls.
So with this size of a water main pipe, it probably takes up a lot of space then in the current right-of-way. So then you said there's sanitary sewer underground also?
Yes, correct. So they're installing the sanitary sewer main line and the services that go with it, and the 42-inch water main, and they got to pull out the 36-inch water main as they go. And there's going to be a 12-inch water main on this side of the road and an 8-inch water main on the other side of the road yet.
Wow, and they have to weave everything. Wow, that's amazing.
It's a lot of pipe in a small little area,
Yeah.
but it's Minnesota Avenue, so
Right.
There's a lot of stuff here.
So the contractor's been working probably for a few weeks now. So the traffic is narrowed down to 1 lane in each direction?
Correct. And there's no left turns either direction. So once you're in the corridor heading through the construction site, you're really locked in. The only thing you can do is take a right out to get out, or
Okay.
That's really it.
Okay, so then what about the businesses? Are all the businesses still open and people can get there?
Yeah, all the businesses have access either through a back street or through an alley, or
Okay.
all the businesses have access through a street. Some of the houses that have back alleys and whatnot to get in. So
Okay, but this is the way the traffic's going to be for a while.
yes.
All right, well, this is really amazing how quickly the contractors, now that it's dry, of course, beginning of the spring, it's nice and dry for them to keep moving. So have you seen any problems come up with any of the traffic control or?
It's been pretty seamless so far.
Good.
The traffic has adapted pretty well. Usually you got that first week of figuring it out and adapting, but traffic here has really figured it out pretty well.
Very good. All right, well, thank you very much, and we'll probably be back in a few weeks to see what's going on next.
Perfect.
Thank you. Well, that's a wrap for the 2022 Street Construction Kickoff. So please make sure to go to our website at siouxfalls.org/street construction for all of those bi-weekly updates as the projects start. Until next time, we'll see you on the streets.